Some do it for money, some do it for fame. Join Greg Rufus and Mike for the love of the game. The 2025 NBA season is just around the corner, and we are ready to drop some basketball commentary you won't hear anywhere else. Get ready for wild predictions and bold takes. A podcast offering a fresh and engaging perspective on what might unfold and what's currently happening inside the game of basketball. To our viewers, we invite you to subscribe to GR Productions and join in on the discussion as we talk about all things NBA, Memphis Grizzlies, and Memphis Tigers basketball. Like, comment, and share. Thanks for your support and enjoy the show. For the love of the game, stay tuned.
Welcome everybody back to the For the Love of the Game podcast. Yours, one and truly, my amazing co-host Michael Miles. I'm Greg Rufus, and Mike, we're gonna, of course, talk about the Grizzlies. The season tip they premiered tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. Also, they have a game Friday night against the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers back to back. The dreadful back to back. Then Golden State, and then Phoenix. This is all next week. But they open up tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. Also, we're going to talk about the NBA starting up yesterday. You have the NBA on NBC hat, Mike. NBA on NBC is back, and they had two amazing games. We're going to talk about that. And, of course, the Grizzlies opening up. But before I start, you guys, let me tell you guys to please subscribe to our podcast, YouTube channel, Throw It Down Big Fella, GR Production. You see these amazing podcasts. I had me and my co-host Mike, and then me and Kevin, college football, then me and Raven, NFL. So please check out all these amazing podcasts, and thank you so much for subscription and all the prayers and blessings that come with it. So Mike, let's start with last night.
Yeah.
The Houston and OKC, of course, or OKC getting their championship rings, the banner going up. It was an amazing game, a double overtime thriller. Nobody saw that coming. Just your
Yeah.
thoughts. Only one game, but what was your thoughts about the Houston OKC
Yeah.
game?
I mean, like you said, it was a thriller. Double overtime. I mean, first game, the excitement, the ring ceremony, NBC hosting. I mean, it was electric. I thought the game itself, it was a good game. Uh, it was a good game. I mean, the stars showed up. The stars
Mm-hmm.
showed up. I could say, uh, KD, you know, they seem a bit out of rhythm with Van Fleet. I think it's definitely going to be an adjustment period, and it is just the first game. But I thought it was. I thought both teams played very well, and I mean OKC adjusted to the size that Houston put out there with their starting five. I mean they had KD at the two, and then had Amen Thompson, and SGA was still able to get his shots off, get what he wanted. Um, and then with Jalen Williams, out uh, with injury,
Mm-hmm.
Chet was able to step in and still be able to contribute in a big way.
Yeah, yeah. So one of my thoughts is, of course, Houston threw out this big lineup. I haven't seen a starting five this big and lengthwise very long time. You probably have to go back to like
Mm,
before I was born. I've never seen nothing like this. And it's very glaring and it's very obvious to the eyes of the beholders. Houston needs a point guard. Like they need a point guard. like
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Kevin Durant and Sengun, okay, they can dribble. Okay, fine. We know Kevin Durant can, but Reed Shepard. I don't. I think the moment was too big for him. And granted, you're going against Caruso and Wallace and SGA. Like you're going against guards that can give you problems and fits. That's granted, but I don't think Reed Shepard is necessarily the solution to what Houston needs. They need a point guard. They need a tight like to look into a point guard for the trading option or just the option. They need a point guard. So that was one takeaway
Yeah,
from it. But when you have that big of a lineup, Mike, you need to go inside. And I just felt like they never had that post game. They'd be like, all right, we're gonna go inside. We're gonna go inside. Like feed, go inside more. They fell in love with the jump shot early, and it just stayed with it
yeah,
throughout the entire game. They didn't
yeah.
try to ebb and flow it, move it. Like Sangoon, like I think Sangoon was the only one that had a mission to go inside, and he had a great game. Sangoon did.
Yeah, inside and out. I mean, he had
Inside
a
and
great
out.
game.
And then Durant, of course, SGA had a
He's not going
great move.
inside.
He put on a great move
Yeah,
on Kevin Durant, had him on skates. I mean, you got to be more disciplined. Katie understands that, and I'm sure he's going to correct that. But that was just the biggest takeaway. It's like, you got this size, you need to use it, like inside. So,
yeah. I think. I mean, I think that's just today's game. Nobody wants to bang inside. Nobody wants to post up.
mhm,
Nobody want that. They easy bucket, and I mean that's what KD brings. He does bring an easy bucket. He does bring a good mid range to that team. But you just got guys that pretty much just don't have that inside game to for that easy jumper, for those easy points. We no longer the days where Zach Randolph and Mark Gasol are backing down guys in the post
mhm,
and just making it hard for those for the power forwards, or I guess traditional power forwards in the league. Now they're more hybrid. Now they're shooting by the three. It's about space and basically positionless basketball, which is kind of sort of what they played. And I mean Dallas looks like they're going to play similar, but with Houston last night, I mean they definitely need Van Fleet. With Reed Shepard, like I think we all knew coming in that he was going to be a solid shooter. I don't think he's starter material yet. So I thought it's good that he's not starting, but to me the pick itself was kind of I was kind of surprised by the pick itself
mhm.
when the Houston picked Reed Shepard. I think they just picked him because he was the best available at the time that he was selected. But he just doesn't. To me, he doesn't fit the mold of Ime Udoka's whole scheme in and of itself. I think like a Davion Mitchell fits more of a defensive guard, but then a guard that can just attack the basket, that can attack the rim, anytime he wants. But losing Flan Fleet is a big loss. I think they'll adjust to it. Um, I think they may make a signing or maybe a midseason trade that adds more to the point guard position, but doesn't take away the scoring capabilities of KD and Sengun. I mean, we may get to a point where Sengun is the one bringing up the floor or initiating the offense like Joker, because he and Joker have similar games.
Yeah.
Of course, Joker 1A, Sengun 1B. I'll even put this out there. Sengun might be um, a dark horse for either MVP or breakout player of the year.
Okay.
Uh, the international game, international players, they are really you know showing out,
Mhm.
and breaking out with all their skills. They're working constantly during the summer, playing summer ball, doing all kinds of different, playing for their country during the summer and things like that. So they are, as what JJ Redick would say, playoff ready or postseason um, ready by the time the regular season comes along.
Yeah. Um, what about Chet Holmgren? I think
Yeah,
can Chet Holmgren, and he had an amazing game. He without his presence in the first quarter, I don't think OKC is really in the game. I mean, they figured it out in the fourth quarter and the third, fourth, and then the overtimes. But Chet Holmgren, is
yeah.
he all star material? Is he like for all star? You think?
I think he can be. I mean, he's efficient, but he's also the third wheel. He's right there behind Jalen Williams.
Hmm.
And Jalen Williams in there as far as like tier goes. So I think he could definitely be like a reserve. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's like all star starter. Unless Jalen Williams is out significant amount of time, or SGA is out a significant amount of time. But I mean, you go 11 for 17, 2 for 5, 7 rebounds, couple of assists. You to 28 points. You were a big part of. He was a big part of the overtimes and just the game itself. So I think he
Hmm.
has potential.
Yeah.
I think they brought him there for a variety of reasons. They drafted him for a variety of reasons. Obviously, I think Wemby was the number one, and to guard players like KD. So
Yeah.
uh, I think he's more valuable to OKC in that regard as opposed to just being all star labeled all star material.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, do you think this is a Western Conference Finals preview? Houston OKC, or you lean towards Denver OKC?
Definitely a preview. Definitely could be a preview.
Yeah.
I think we'll see how they improve. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, most of the time, okay, the reigning champion gets blown out, or they're just not focused. During the ring ceremony.
Hmm.
But in OKC came out with one man down, and they were in the game the whole time. I mean, and this is still a young team. I mean, their role players stepped up. Caruso, Wiggins.
Mitchell. Who is this Mitchell guy? I don't know who he is, but he was coming out of the woodwork and he had 16 off the bench. I'm like, he missed like
Yeah,
30 something games last year. I'm like, who is this
three
Mitchell guy?
assists.
Like, yeah,
I mean, they got guys all over the place. I mean, they definitely have invested in uh, going grassroots and developing the players.
mm, mm. And
Definitely.
then Kevin Durant's outside of Kevin Durant's mistakes because he definitely pulled a Chris Webber and called a timeout when they had no
Yeah,
timeouts.
yeah,
He
yeah,
definitely made that foul on SGA, fouled him out. I can't remember last time Durant fouled out in the game anyway, but outside of those mistakes that Kevin Durant made and Sengun had some great looks. I hate Jabbar of all people, taking that last shot. That should have been Sengun, but I
yeah,
think Houston has a lot to work on. But I think they'll be okay. I feel confident in
yeah,
our 50 win selection over. I feel confident about it. So
yeah. Yeah, they have growing pains. Hopefully, they don't have any major injuries, any other major injuries. But I mean, they're definitely tipping their hat on the defensive end. Um, it'll be interesting to see how Ime coaches the rest of the season. They pretty much played 9 guys, really more so 8. But we'll see how they spread the minutes out and how efficient they are. With the ball without
yeah,
a legit point guard or a distributor.
yeah. All right, so that was game one of the NBA on NBC doubleheader. Game two, not so convincing. It was convincing. I'm sorry for Golden State. They beat the Lakers. LeBron misses his first season opener in forever. He's been in the league. That's his first ever opening, not show ever game ever. And he looked on the side. They can't pan into him. He just looked like a man that just don't want to be there no time soon because the Lakers are a mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
his body
I
language. You didn't like his body language.
yeah, I'm a huge fan of LeBron. I'm one of the biggest LeBron fans. But I mean, they make a big play, and I wouldn't even be looking at. I would just look at his direction, and he would just sit there, no clapping, not getting really engaged in timeouts. At least from what I saw, I just,
He looked
you're
upset.
on the team.
Right.
Yeah, he just looked like a statue. And
The big old Phil Jackson chair. Yeah. Like people
yeah,
were he had the old Phil Jackson chair. He looked upset. He looked angry. Like why? This is my first ever season opener game I missed my entire career. Like
yeah,
he's upset. Um, but Luca can't. Luca was probably between him and Austin Reeves. I give Austin
yeah,
Reeves a little credit. He showed up a little bit, but the DeAndre Ayton piece of this is just very questionable at this point. I know they haven't played a
yeah.
lot during the preseason, and they're trying to get a real acquainted with each other. Like it's a meshing project with the Lakers. It could work. They could build a house, or it could just be a Clado. I don't know. Like it's the to be determined what the Lakers look like and if they make a trade or if LeBron's on the team. I don't know, but the
There's a lot of I
Warriors
don't
though.
know with the Laker
Mm,
team. It, I mean, this is like it's kind of frustrating to see the Lakers in their roster construction. You know,
mhm.
Aiden is not ready for the spotlight that LA is going to bring. I mean, the question you cannot average 10 points a game
Mm-mm.
and less than 10 rebounds and wear a Laker uniform.
Mhm.
You cannot be the starting center or be a franchise builder on that team. You're a role player. That's role player, and they've been in the league long enough, and he has this talent. Otherwise we got to now. But it's just wild. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. But yeah,
Mm.
Luca showed up. You know, he showed up. Austin Reeves showed up, like you said. Luca, he is the Luca. I think is the face of the league. Um,
I mean, yeah.
because he's in a Laker uniform. I
Mhm.
wouldn't say not because of just something that he just self-proclaimed, but I mean we're going to see the Lakers, unfortunately, good or bad, because he's there. And I mean, hey, he put up 43 points. He put up some tough shots, and
12
he looks
rebounds.
relative, yeah, and he looks relatively in shape.
And on
9
defense,
assists.
he looked good on
Yeah,
defense. Like he looked very good on defense. Like Luca was
yeah,
held his own. I mean, they emphasized defense a lot for Luca, but man, Steph Curry had one of his had a quiet 24 points. Steph Curry, like it wasn't like a outburst of a Steph Curry game. Like Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield, the reason why I feel like the Warriors just took control of the game, but he held his
yeah.
own against Steph. I mean,
And I mean, to your question, like as far as like Golden State, I thought Golden State looked in midseason form, and
mm,
I think to start the season out, looking at the way they did, I mean, look out. I mean,
yeah,
Jimmy Butler was getting I mean, 16 free throws,
hmm
16. You know, he was getting his. Draymond was doing what Draymond does. Buddy Hill, he gets hot. He's hitting threes. Steph's doing Steph delicious things. I mean, Brzezinski. I mean, everybody just looks fluid. The only person that just looked out of sorts a little bit, as expected, would be Horford.
hmm
He didn't take a lot of shots, but
He'll get better. I feel like he'll
compared
get better. Yeah.
compared to how his role in Boston, but
Yep.
uh, they look good. Golden State looks really good.
hmm Um, I still worry about after their starting lineup, what it looks like on the bench. I'm not sold on Post. I'm not sold on now the Richard guy that came in from Florida. I believe he went to Florida. Richard.
Yeah,
He's pretty good.
shooting guard.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
can
pretty
shoot.
good. Um, we'll see. We'll see about. I mean, their next game, and we'll find out quick tomorrow night against the Denver Nuggets on ESPN. So we'll see. I mean, we're
Yeah,
high on Denver Nuggets, so that should be a very intriguing game tomorrow night. Their Warriors home opener game. So, but I like what I see from Golden State. I think they're clearly a contending team if everybody's healthy. The amount of time they play together, all three or four of them, they're good. And as far as the Lakers, we're hoping playing. I just don't. What I'm fearful of is that LeBron is not going to come back to probably Christmas per se. I
he
think.
will be working. Yeah,
Um, I hope it's sooner, but I don't know. I just think they're going to be a playing team. Playing team. I mean,
yeah. I think they're definitely a playing team. I mean, just based off their look, and they I mean, they did make a comeback. So you gotta give them a little bit of credit for the Lakers back for making it a game late. For the most part, the Golden State played their game, coming out of third quarter hot, and took it away from there. But we'll see, man. I mean, even Laravia got playing time, so
yeah,
I don't know. You just never know what's up their sleeve when it comes to the Lakers. But Aiden has got to step up. He's got to be that guy in the middle. If we're gonna justify them being a playoff team,
yeah.
or
And so finally, I would like to say, first game for NBA on NBC. It was very friendly, funny. I actually enjoyed, thoroughly pleased with the product that the NBA on NBC had. It wasn't a lot of
yeah,
berating. I mean, it felt
yeah,
like the Sunday night football game, football version. It wasn't a lot of berating going on. It was very friendly. The graphics were great. The audio was kind of a problem pre-game, but besides that, um, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Michael Jordan excellence thing. It just
yeah,
seems like to me, no matter what Michael Jordan talks about, it's just gonna be entertaining. He could talk about what he had for breakfast, and it will be like thoroughly exciting for most people out there. What were your thoughts on the Michael Jordan piece at halftime, if you
yeah.
saw it?
I just hope with Michael Jordan that he really just talks about the game of basketball and where he sees it going, and just is keeps it real with how he feels about how the game is being played,
Mm,
and like who's in the lead, because he's never really presented himself as like a mentor type of player. He stays to himself. He doesn't really, he hasn't been around the game of basketball, uh, at least speaking on it, on and a whole lot of people, you know, have stories about what it was like playing with him, being his teammate, and things of that nature. So we've heard a lot from other people, but we haven't heard so much from him outside of the Last Dance. And so I think it'll be interesting to see what he talks about throughout the season, how he breaks down the game, how he analyzes the game. What's his thoughts on LeBron James? What's his
mhm.
thoughts on Anthony Edwards? Who he's been compared to a lot. What did you think about SGA? What did you think about the players and the play of the NBA? How the game has changed?
Yeah, yeah. So next week, because they teased it on NBC, he's going to talk about load management, and I can't wait. I can't wait for him to talk about load management. Can't wait.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But I hope the questions are whatever they ask them. I hope that you know I don't know. Some questions you kind of just know what he's going to say. We know that the old guys are going to say, "Oh, we played through everything," but
Hmm.
we didn't take days off. We had less, and guys now they don't play, full season. We played hurt and this, that, and the third, and your regular, to your typical NBA players looking at it like, you're hating on us. You're hating on, the progress the game has produced and how the game has gotten better. Um, so
Hmm.
and I think it's great that he's on. I hope we get more from him, more wisdom from him, uh, and I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
I can't wait for that. So that happened last night. The premiere NBA NBC, the NBA season tipped off. Now tonight, our beloved
Yeah,
Memphis Grizzlies play the New Orleans Pelicans. John Morant versus Zion. John Morant and Triple J. They're both gonna be there. Um, I'm gonna be honest, Mike. Like I'm usually excited about the opening for the Grizzlies. Like I'm ready to go. I think we got the team. I think we're just let's go. Let's get in the car. Let's just drive. Let's go. I don't have that this
yeah.
year with this team. I just don't have it. Like I don't. I'm very skeptical and I'm very optimistic about this team a whole lot. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably at a 4 on excitement for
Yeah.
this team. Injury wise, the construction of it, the Desmond Bain trade of it. Like, what's your scale like, Mike?
I'm excited about it. I mean, if I had to put a scale of 1 to 10, I would say probably 7 or 8. Simply
Mm-hmm.
because we just don't know. We haven't seen Ja or Triple J on the court together this whole preseason, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Ty Jerome, he gets hurt, injuries, the ED. We have not seen the full team together playing, and so that kind of leaves some question mark as to how they're going to look. My biggest thing, the thing that I really want to see is how they play defensively. Um, and I think with the injuries, it opens up opportunities for Cedric Coward to showcase his skills, uh, for them to play, for
Mm-hmm.
them to actually play, have significant minutes. They have to worry about playing time or even making mistakes or stuff like that because of we got guys that are injured. Um, so my excitement level for the Grizzlies is about a 7 or 8. I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to it. I mean, still, my just from an unbiased eye, I'm looking forward to see Zion too. I want to see how he plays. I want to see how New Orleans, who is our competition, within the division, and how we stack up against them because they could be a team we face in the playoffs or at least competing for a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And our the where we're measured or judged by other national journalists and media personalities. They have us and the Pelicans pretty much at the bottom of the Western Conference, at least in the playoff picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a good matchup. It's gonna be a fun matchup. Um, we'll see how it all plays out, but hopefully no one gets hurt. on either team, and I mean we need Ja and we need Jaren Jackson Jr. to play at least 60 to 70 games together for us to have a chance, and I hope we come out hot and get it a win tonight.
Yeah. As for mentioned, like you said, Ty Jerome, he's hurt. Um, Scottie Pippen is out. Brandon Clark is out.
Scottie Pippen, yep,
Just so many injuries on this team. But like you said, this is game one. I'm supposed to be excited, and I am. And this is a home opener. It's always the
yeah,
Pelicans for some odd reason, mostly that they always want
yeah, most of the time, yeah,
to. Zach Eady. I mean, I just hope they can just. And Vince Williams was just added on. He's out, so I don't
oh
know.
man.
It's interesting. I don't
I
know.
mean, he needs it more than anybody. He needs playing time just to build his confidence up.
Yeah,
But that opens the door for GG. I'm pretty sure we'll see Conchar out there, and we'll see. I don't know, Conchar, man. It's like
yeah.
wow.
Oh Lord, don't
But
even.
we'll see plenty of Cedric Coward.
Oh God,
We'll
I
see
don't want.
plenty of
I don't want
Cedric
to see if we
Coward.
see Conchar, it has to be like we're up 30 or something, like or we're down 30. That's the only time I want to see him. I don't want to see him take valuable minutes away from a GG or a Cow. I don't like. I just don't like my
We'll
opinion.
see,
But
Jamon Small.
yes,
We'll
yeah,
see a lot of the guys, that we are supposed to have that grit and that grind and have that dog in them. Like they said at the end of the season. Um, I do want to hopefully Meshack. I know I'm mispronouncing his name. We drafted him. He come out of Tennessee.
hmm
Uh, I think we still own his rights, but I mean we can use him right now.
hmm
Just for defensive purposes. I don't think offense is going to be pretty. Obviously, Ja and Jaren are our best players, and then Jalen Wells, who I think is poised to have a breakout year, and is the third star, on our team.
yeah.
So we'll see
KCP.
how things work out. KCP, yep, KCP. You know, hey, if Ja was out for this game, then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, confidence level would be low, but as long as Ja is healthy, hey,
Sign you up. Yeah. It is John
yeah, sign
Zion.
up.
You know, they always put on a show. So and they're best friends. So it's gonna be I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
a very, very intriguing game. I mean, you look at the schedules tonight. Cleveland and New York, that should be a good game. Not it's ESPN's
yeah,
opener. Of course, inside the NBA on ESPN. It's gonna be so hard for me to say that. They premiere tonight, so it's gonna be interesting. Like
hey, NBC though, man, that's like some stiff competition because
hmm
NBC look. I know. I mean, we'll see how ESPN does, but NBC looked better than ESPN last night. I do wish though that Melo dressed up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody else was dressed up, suited,
Mm-hmm.
and Melo looked like he just came out of his podcast,
Mm-hmm.
in this his comfortable podcast wear.
Yeah, or worked out where he
And
had a workout or something. He just put this on real quick. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Prime Video. So we that premieres Friday. They have Prime Video games Friday and got the other day. I think it's Wednesday. One of those 2 days. So Prime Video premieres with Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Taylor Rooks, Blake Griffin. So that's gonna be interesting. So
yeah,
let's see what ESPN is about. Of course, you have the Mike Breens and the Richard Jeffersons out there, and Doris Burke and Tim Legler. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see the ESPN product and the Inside the NBA premieres tonight. So,
yeah.
um, looking at the schedule tonight,
Clears
like I
and
said, grand opening for everybody else. Cleveland, New York. I'm not gonna tune into 1 second of Brooklyn and Charlotte. There's no
Yeah.
world where I would watch Melo maybe,
Yeah.
if that. Like there's just not a world where I would be
Man.
intrigued to watch that maybe. Miami Orlando, the debut of Desmond Bain, I will watch that. I think that's intriguing to watch how
Yeah, that's
Desmond Bain is gonna cooperate himself with Pablo. That's gonna be like
yeah.
um Toronto, Atlanta,
Um,
the newcomers from Atlanta, that should be interesting as well. Should be. Philly and Boston,
yeah.
Joel Embiid's return. That's intriguing. I mean,
I'm so glad that's not on ESPN.
the
I
Celtics
am
and the
so glad
Boston.
they
Yeah.
I am so glad that they are not. I mean, last year, I mean, good grief, they played Philly, Embiidless Philly, and Paul
Hmm.
Georgeless Philly
Hmm.
to no end on ESPN. It
Yeah.
was just nah. I'm glad it's not. They're not showing that game.
Because Philly was so America's team last year. Paul George and Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, like, oh, they can go this and this and this last year, and then they all got hurt within December. It fell apart. So,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I get Embiid, as the MVP, but
mm,
I mean, we'll see how he does. How many games Embiid plays?
mm.
The real
And
game though was Spurs versus the Mavericks.
oh yeah, that's gonna be
That
good.
game,
Victor and Cooper Flag. Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be
that game is gonna be, woo,
yeah, yeah.
man.
Outside of that, though, I mean, the Pelicans and our Grizz, Detroit, Chicago, maybe. I don't know. Like um,
Let me
Washington and
call Detroit.
Milwaukee. Yeah, Washington, Milwaukee. Like
Bucks should win that one.
yeah, Clippers, Jazz. Yeah, come on, like yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
Clippers all day.
Clippers all day. Sacramento, Phoenix,
Kings
the
versus
toilet
Spurs.
bowl. Like
That's an interesting matchup.
Sacramento, Phoenix. You think
I
so?
think so. I think it could be.
I
It's
don't
enough
know.
storylines there. It's enough storylines there. I mean, the transactions that both teams have made kind of make it like,
Hmm.
let's see how they look.
Yeah,
Outside of the bench, both of these teams, as far as the starters go, I think that should be, uh,
it should be okay.
competitive. Yeah,
I guess you could sell me on that. I mean, Russell's new, formerly new team, the Sacramento Kings. Maybe like
you
intrigued how
can't
that
sleep
plays out.
on the Timberwolves and the Blazers.
Jesus,
That could
jeez.
be a good one too. It could be a good one though.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Let's see who the
I'm trying to
Blazers
think. There's
start
only
out
two.
there.
There's only like three good games. I'm sorry. This opening day. I've seen a lot of opening day premiere. Like this opening day, outside of three games, it's not all that great. Like I'm not
Yeah,
sold on it.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's some games this tonight that are just, and then there are some games that are like,
hmm,
and then there are some games like only two games out of, they're like, yeah, we're watching that game.
right, right.
Definitely, ESPN got definitely, the Knicks and the Cavs, Dallas, and the Spurs. I'm curious to see how the Knicks play because it seems like they been making a lot of noise as far as their pace of play, and I thought it was interesting. I think I heard that when Carl Anthony Towns was asked what his role on the team is, he said he didn't know. So what does that mean? Like, okay,
Interesting.
game one. Let's see how this works.
I think
But
it's the New York media. I think he's trying to play off the New York media, though. I think he knows. I think he knows. I think he's just trying to troll. Like
I don't know.
don't know, Mike, and then Mike Brown's there. I'm sure him and Jalen, they know what they're supposed. Mikal Bridges, I think they know what they're supposed to do. But this is definitely Eastern Conference Finals preview. Cleveland, New York, though, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a preview, and I mean the Magic, and I mean we're looking at just looking at the playoff teams like the Magic, the Heat. We expect them to make it in the playoffs. We
Mm-hmm.
expect the Hawks and the Raptors to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, those can be some really good games,
It
and
could be.
I think it's easy. You know, it's easy to pick the Knicks and the Cavaliers as like the top two teams. But
Mm-hmm.
I think really looking at the Orlando Magic and looking at the Atlanta Hawks, those are the teams that I'm really more anxious to see because that means that somebody off each of those teams has elevated their game to a superstar level. You know, it could be Bane, it could be
Mm-hmm.
just it could be Trey Young takes his game to the next level. Uh, you know, with Dame, maybe Trey Young just starts shooting half court shots, and just starts to lighten it up like
Yeah.
nobody else.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I mean, especially the Orlando one. I mean, Bane, Orlando views Bane as the missing piece to their team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because being he was a former Grizzly and pretty much the third option on our team. He is extremely valuable to the Orlando Magic, and so I'm curious to see if he's elevated his game to make Orlando to the next step, or to make them an elite contender in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, like you said, what other burning questions you have? I mean, this whole the week of NBA premieres, like any other burning questions that you have, Mike, that you think,
Mm. Burning questions. I would say I'm burning questions with the Celtics.
hmm
I'm really curious as to see how they are going to manage with being without Jason Tatum.
hmm
Because I mean, I don't know. You just never know. They could Boston could just not take this season seriously at all and just go straight for the lottery and decide that hey, we're going to miss the playoffs. I'm curious to see if the Celtics are really all in this season in regards to winning.
yeah,
And that's what I'm curious about. And then I think the Pistons, again, this year we're not going to see the Pistons a lot, unfortunately, on a national stage.
hmm
Um,
JB
I
Bickerstaff.
can't, yeah, I can't remember how many games they actually had on a national platform, but I mean, they're going to be a dark horse, and again, a team that no one's really given a whole lot of attention to, but they're going to be under the radar, you know, up there with the Knicks, Cavs, and yeah,
Yeah,
the Knicks and the Cavs, and of course, Orlando and Atlanta. And
yeah.
can Porzingis stay healthy? That's still a big question.
hmm
I mean, Porzingis was out majority of the year, at least late in the year.
hmm
Can he stay healthy? Because I mean, he's pretty much the X factor for the success of the Atlanta Hawks. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It, I agree with
we'll see how it
everything you said,
goes.
though. Yeah, I agree. For me, for the San Antonio Spurs, the time is now. Like the time is now. Victor, the blood clot. I didn't think he would come back so
Mm.
quick from the blood clot thing that he had. But look,
Such an
he's
odd
even.
injury too.
I thought he would be maybe January next year. Like, oh, because it happened in March this year, and now that he's ready to go, season opener tonight against
Yeah,
Dallas. Like, the time is now, and for San Antonio, like Victor, the world is in his hands now, and I think they could really cause some chaos and erupt some stuff in the West. I mean, it's just you really could pick like 8 teams in the West. You really could. Like you really could just. It is a pick 'em conference. Like you, any answer you have could be right in the West. East is
Yeah,
a little different. Like there's kind of 4 teams that you'd be like, okay, I can see that. But in the West, 8 or 9 deep. So and
yeah.
the Spurs are
It's
one of
wide
them.
open.
hmm Yeah, the Spurs are one
Yeah,
of them. So
it's
I
wide,
really
wide open.
I'm intrigued to see what this Victor project, what he after this blood clot, what he really looks like, along with his other casting mates and De'Aaron Fox. Like, I don't think they play a game together, De'Aaron Fox and Victor, before Victor got out. I don't know last year, maybe a
I
couple,
think they
like
played a couple, maybe a couple, not a whole lot.
not a whole
I
lot.
mean, I think those are the two players you're not really too concerned about.
hmm
It's you're not concerned about Fox, you're not concerned about Wimby. It's kind of the others that you kind of want to more so see how they gel as a team. And then I mean, I've always kind of looked at, well, what position do you put Wimby in? Is he going to be? He doesn't play like a traditional center.
hmm
He's not gonna get in the post and back you down. He's kind of pick and roll, isolate. KD. I mean, he has so many talents. How he plays and how he uses his abilities on the court is just a wow factor. For that team and a wow factor
hmm
for the fans. It's like because anything that he does, I mean, blocking shots,
Yep.
shooting from anywhere on the court, he has all the tools to be the the best scorer we've ever seen.
hmm
So how he grows and takes this leap because I think he will, you know, improve year after year after year. I mean, he spent a lot of time with KD and some older vets, during the off season while he was out and when he was hurt. He seems to be like a student of the game and just soaks up as much information.
Yeah.
It's another one of those international players that's taking the league over. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I mean, Spurs, the time is now. We'll see how they are. They could be a dark horse, and they could be sitting at the very top of the West.
Yeah.
I mean, the West, like you said, it's deep, man. It could be anybody really at the top. I mean, nobody's guaranteed anything,
Yeah.
and no guarantee for anybody to be up there.
And, and as far as Dallas Mavericks, Stephen A. picked them to win the NBA championship. I feel like a lot of people are drinking the Mavericks Kool Aid, and I just don't. I don't know. I want to see what they look like
Yeah,
tonight against the Spurs, obviously, but the injuries to Kyrie, like we just talking about Houston not having a point guard, like Dallas, they're starting Cooper at point guard.
yeah,
They're doing the same thing Houston did yesterday, like
yeah,
verbatim. Like what could
yeah.
go wrong? I don't know.
I could see that. I mean, they'll have more growing pains, I think, than or equal growing pains to Houston in the point guard position because I mean their whole motto is defense.
hmm
That's what they said. Defense wins championship. That's what Nico said, right? When they traded Luca,
hmm
the defense is who wins championships, and the defense was the reason why they traded for AD and they traded Luca, away. So we'll see. Well,
hmm
how they play defense. Ime Udoka in Houston. their issue was offense. They didn't have a whole lot of defensive issues
Mm-hmm.
last year. They just had trouble shooting the ball,
Yeah.
at critical moments of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you got two teams that had two different problems going into this season, hoping to address both of them. So and you had OKC, young team, undersized, that ran up and down the court, best defense in the league, SGA MVP, mid range on elite.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's gonna be
interesting.
fun.
It's
It's
interesting.
gonna be a fun
So
season, man.
it's very, very except for Utah and Portland. Outside of that, like the West is just
Yeah,
it's just completely there. It's completely there. Um, so with that being said, you guys enjoy the NBA first week season. You know, is
yeah,
here. I know it's just so much going on between this and between NFL cooking up and the World Series starts
yeah,
Friday night. There's just a lot of
yeah,
things on TV that will keep you intrigued and keep you going. So just
college
I'll just
basketball ramping up,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. So college
national
basketball right
titles,
around the corner. The opening, the invitation,
Arkansas.
yeah, Arkansas and Memphis game, which we will talk about next week here on the For the Love of the Game podcast,
Yeah,
and then also recap some of the NBA action going on and et cetera with the Grizzlies. So it should be a fun NBA season, college basketball season as well. We just want you guys to stay involved and stay active with us. We're just going to be on weekly from now. Me and Mike will be on weekly, but then as the season gets warmed up, maybe well, really after Super Bowl, really after Super Bowl is when we're going to go on 2 days a week, maybe 3 days a week if possible, and give you
yeah,
more intake and insight, especially college basketball. There, March Madness stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on, excitement stuff going on for this amazing podcast. So we just want you guys to experience the ride and buckle up, as Rico Dow said to the Carolina to Dallas. So buckle up. Yep. So it's gonna be fun. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing episode. As always, please get on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, GR Production, throw it down, big fella. And please follow this amazing podcast and my other podcasts that I have on the platform. Uh, anything else you want to add, Mike?
yeah. If you want some more basketball content, you can subscribe to my podcast, Mike 901 on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Got some interesting topics coming up. We'll talk about the WNBA, the end of the WNBA season, what the WNBA looks like future from a future standpoint, and talk about positionless basketball. Talk about some really cool stories around the country happening, around the country with high school sports. Just good sports stories
Mm-hmm.
that to highlight and talk about, and of course Memphis Tiger football and basketball. So
I
subscribe
hate
to my
to
podcast, Mike 901.
I hate to ask this though about the Memphis Tiger football.
Uh huh.
Last Saturday, the loss to UAB, 21.5 point favorite.
Yeah.
They fired the coach Trent Dilfer. They have Chris Morrison's son interim. They won the game. How
Yeah.
devastating was this loss, Mike?
Man, you know, it was a bad loss because it was UAB, and I mean they're a rival team. Um, I mean, you go into the game, and I thought for sure they had the touchdown. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
their last sequence of the game, they got to the 1 yard line, just couldn't close it out, couldn't get it done. We go in, USF had an opportunity to have college game day this weekend. This weekend we could have had college game day on Beale Street, and it would have been lit. You know, now it's in Nashville.
Vanderbilt.
Uh, yeah,
Vanderbilt.
it was Vanderbilt, right? But
Wow.
I mean, it's Nashville. You know, Nashville and Memphis, we don't get along. We don't get along with Knoxville either. But I mean,
Hmm.
hey, you know, we had an opportunity and we just dropped the ball. You know, so I know, I'm sure USF got vengeance on their mind. You know, they probably upset they don't have that extra spotlight, you know, on them going into the game. And of course, we're coming off a loss. It'll be interesting to see how we respond.
Yeah.
And I think AJ Hill is going to get the start. Um, I think he probably should just go ahead and start the rest of the season,
Well,
unless
over Brandon
Rufus,
Lewis. Oh,
unless I mean I think if Brandon Lewis can't go, if he cannot go like at all, um, but
Hmm.
I think you know AJ Hill is a young guy, young kid. You know, I think he just turned 18, 19. But we'll
Hmm.
see. I mean, we gotta we gotta beat South Florida, and
Must
goal
win.
is to make yeah,
Must win.
goal is still to win the AAC championship.
Hmm.
You know,
A lot of
because
crazy
we
things can happen. A lot of crazy things. It's not
yep,
it's not over. Just need some
we
craziness to
still got
happen.
three. Yeah, we still got three tough games. I mean, USF, Tulane, Navy. Those are
Hmm.
teams that we struggle with. And fortunately, they with our home games, but still, you know,
Hmm.
goal is to win. The goal is to win the AAC championship. We don't win
Yeah. So it'd
on
be
next year.
it'd be interesting. It'd be definitely interesting. So with that being said, you guys, we will see you back here next week for the Love of the Game podcast for your boy
Yes,
Greg
sir.
Rufus.
Yep, Mike. See
See you later.
y'all.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.
Until then, peace out.
Some do it for money, some do it for fame. Join Greg Rufus and Mike for the love of the game. The 2025 NBA season is just around the corner, and we are ready to drop some basketball commentary you won't hear anywhere else. Get ready for wild predictions and bold takes, a podcast offering a fresh and engaging perspective on what might unfold and what's currently happening inside the game of basketball. To our viewers, we invite you to subscribe to GR Productions and join in on the discussion as we talk about all things NBA, Memphis Grizzlies, and Memphis Tigers basketball. Like, comment, and share. Thanks for your support and enjoy the show. For the love of the game, stay tuned.